Let's invade East Pakistan for the liberation of Bangladesh. Today I'm going to talk to you about the operational plans of the Indian Army's Blitzkrieg to go all the way inside Dhaka and liberate Bangladesh from the Pakistani oppression. With the Indian Armed Forces was the constant support of the Mukti Bahini and the local people of Bangladesh. Now, the Indian Armed Forces are deployed all around Bangladesh in the states of Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, and West Bengal, including Mizoram. 3 corps of the Indian Armed Forces are deployed all around Bangladesh alongside 1 division. These were the 33 Corps, the 2 Corps, the 101 Communication Zone, the 4th Corps, the main fighting force. And the 4th Corps had 3 divisions under it and was commanded by the legendary commander Lieutenant General Sadat Singh. Now I will give you the order of battle of the Indian Armed Forces inside Bangladesh. The 33 Corps was under the command of Lieutenant General M.L. Thapan and the headquarters was at Shiliguri. Disposed to the 33 Corps was the Corps Artillery Brigade, the 471 Engineering Regiment, the 235 Engineering Regiment, and the MF Brigade. The MF Brigade was under the command of Brigadier Prem Singh. The 71 Mountain Brigade was one of the main fighting forces, separate from any of the divisions under the 33 Corps. The 71 Mountain Brigade was operating independently. It was under the command of Brigadier P.N. Katwalia. The 20th Mountain Division was one of the main fighting forces of the 33 Corps. This division was under the command of Major General Lachman Singh Lehel, and they faced the massive Pakistani resistance at Hilli and Bogra. The 20th Mountain Division had the 66th Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier J.S. Sharma, the 165 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier R.S. Pannu, the 202 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier F.P. Bhatti, which faced the massive Pakistani resistance at Hilli, the 3rd Armored Brigade under the command of Brigadier J. Singh Sidhu, the 9th Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier Tirit Burma, 99th Mountain Brigade, the 6th Mountain Artillery Brigade, and the 51 Engineering Regiment, and the 340 Mountain Brigade Group, which was commanded by Brigadier Joginder Singh Bakshi. Now, the 33 Corps had aimed to take this chunk of Bangladesh. Here, the main towns of Dinajpur, Rangpur, Bogra, and Rajshahi were the targets for the 33 Corps. 71 Mountain Brigade had decided to come in from the north, taking the areas of Lalmonirhat, Dinajpur, and Rangpur, alongside the 28th Mountain Division, as I said, that faced the massive Pakistani resistance in the area of Hilli, taking the areas of Rajshahi and Bogra, breaking through Hilli. The Pakistanis had placed the 205 Infantry Brigade at Hilli with the maximum amount of defenses. So the 20th Mountain Division did most of the fighting against the Pakistani 16th Infantry Division in this chunk of the area of Bangladesh. The 33 Corps coming from the Panchgarh, Saidpur, Lalmonirhat, and Rangpur, Dinajpur axis. Town of Bogra was an important communication center for the Pakistani armed forces. The GOC of the 2 Corps was Lieutenant General Tapishwar Narayan Raina. With its headquarters at Krishnanagar, had 2 divisions, the 4 Mountain Division and the 9 Infantry Division. The 4 Mountain Division was under the command of Major General M.S. Barar. It had the 7th Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier Zail Singh, the 41 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier Tony Michigan, the 62 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier Rajinder Nath, and the 4 Mountain Artillery Brigade. The 9th Infantry Division was commanded by Major General Dalbir Singh. The 9th Infantry Division had the 32nd Infantry Brigade, and which was under the command of Brigadier Minto Tiwari, the 42nd Infantry Brigade, which was under the command of Brigadier J.S. Gharaya, the 350 Infantry Brigade, which was under the command of Brigadier H.S. Sadhu, the 9th Infantry Brigade, the 102 Engineers Regiment, and the 45 Cavalry Regiment. Alongside came the 8th Mountain Artillery Brigade and the 58, 68, and 263 Engineering Regiment. The 4 Mountain Division concentrated on the areas closing in from Darsana, liberating the areas of Magura, Pabna, and heading all the way towards Dhaka. Though they didn't reach Dhaka, but they had stopped here, close to Kamarkhali. Here, the 4 Mountain Division took the surrender of the Pakistani 9th Infantry Division. 9th Infantry Division of the Indian Army was facing mostly the 107th Brigade of the Pakistani Armed Forces. They had gone from Benapole all the way up to Jessore, liberating Jessore and focusing mostly on the port of Khulna. They had liberated the port of Khulna by the 17th of December 1971, one day after Dhaka city had fallen. Their target was encircling this chunk of Bangladesh. The 101 Communication Zone had its headquarters at Guwahati and also operated from Shillong and from Tura in Meghalaya. The GOC of the 101 Communication Zone was Major General Gurbaksh Singh Gill. He was the only general who was wounded in action in the Bangladesh Liberation War. His jeep had actually gone over an anti-tank mine on the 4th of December and he had lost both of the soles of his feet. He was replaced by Major General Gandhar Singh Nagra, who had commanded the division for the rest of the war. This division had the 312 Air Defense Brigade, the 342 Independent Air Defense Brigade, the 56th Mountain Regiment, the 167 Infantry Brigade under the command of Brigadier Irani, the FG Sector Brigade under the command of Brigadier Singh, a legendary commander, and the 95 Mountain Brigade, which was the main fighting force of this division, which was under the command of Brigadier HARDEV Singh KLER, and the 5 Mountain Brigade. They were coming from the north, from the state of Meghalaya, and they had to head towards Dhaka. Their target for Dhaka was the longest route without any armor support. The 101 communication zone focused on fighting the only infantry brigade of the Pakistani 36th Infantry Division, the 93 Pakistani Infantry Brigade. They focused mostly in the areas of Maimansingh, Jamalpur, Tangai, and all the way up to Dhaka. Now, they faced most of the fighting up to the area of Jamalpur, and just north of Tangai was the para drop. The 2 para had landed here by the help of the Indian Air Force aircrafts, and they had joined up with the 101 communication zone here. Now, reinforced with this extra battalion, the 101 communication zone headed towards Dhaka, clearing all the resistance and crushing the entire 93 Infantry Brigade, the main fighting force of the 36th Infantry Division of Pakistan. The 101 communication zone had taken the longest route from the state of Meghalaya to all the way down towards Dhaka. This was just one division strong without any armor support. The 4th Corps was under the command of the legendary General Lieutenant General Sagat Singh. Lieutenant General Sagat Singh was given the responsibility of the Sylhet sector, the Chittagong sector, and also to close in towards Dhaka from the shortest route possible. The 4th Corps had 3 mountain divisions. The 8th Mountain Division under the command of Major General K.V. Krishna Rao. It had the Echo Force Brigade under the command of Brigadier Wadekar, the 59 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier C.A. Quinn, the 81 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier R.C.B. Apte, and the 2 Mountain Artillery Brigade. The second was the 57 Mountain Division under the command of Major General B.F. Gonzalez. It had the 311 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier J.P. Misra, the 73 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier M.L. Tuli, the 61 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier Tom Pandey, the 57 Mountain Artillery Brigade, and the 15th Engineering Regiment. The third is the 23rd Mountain Division under the command of the legendary Major General R.D. Hira. Under this division came the 301 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier H.S. Sodhi, the 181 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier Y.C. Bakshi, the 83 Mountain Brigade under the command of Brigadier B.S. Sadhu, the 23 Mountain Artillery Brigade, the Kilo Force led by Brigadier Anand Swarup, and the Mizo Range Hills Brigade. The 4th Corps had the 8th Mountain Division, the 57th Mountain Division, and the 23 Mountain Division. The 23 focused mostly on this area. The 57 against the operations of the 14th Division, and the 8th Mountain Division focused in the Sylhet sector. The responsibility of the 4th Corps was under the command of Lieutenant General Sagat Singh, and the 4th Corps decided to engulf this entire area, this entire eastern side of Bangladesh. 4th Corps had their troops ferried across the Meghna River to reach Sylhet. A bridge was destroyed here. The 4th Corps also captured many areas. One of the battalions of the 4th Corps earned the Paramveer Chakra in the Battle of Gangasagar near the border, and were also the closest towards Dhaka. They had been the first ones to reach the outskirts of Dhaka. The 39th Division was crushed here by the 23 Mountain Division, and with the Kilo Force, they had taken Feni and then Chittagong, also cutting off the escape of the Pakistanis to Burma, alongside taking the Chittagong hill tracks with the help of the Special Frontier Force. 2 Pakistani brigades, the 97 and the 91, were trapped here after the 23 Mountain Division cut the rest of their communication with the other part of Bangladesh. The 14th Infantry Division had surrendered to the GOC of the 57 Mountain Division. Now let me tell you which commanders took the surrender of the Pakistani forces. The 23 Infantry Brigade of the Pakistani Armed Forces under the command of Brigadier IQBAL SHAFI had surrendered to Brigadier P.N. Katpalia, the commander of the Indian 71 Mountain Brigade. The 16th Infantry Division of Pakistan under the command of Major General Nazar Hussain Shah had surrendered to the GOC of the 20th Mountain Division, Major General Lachman Singh Lehel at Bogra. The GOC of the Pakistani 9th Infantry Division had surrendered to Major General M.S. Barar, the GOC of the 4 Mountain Division. The Pakistani 93 Infantry Brigade, the only fighting force of the 36th Infantry Division, has surrendered to the Indian 95 Mountain Brigade just close to Tangail. The Pakistani 107 Infantry Brigade was one of the last fighting forces to surrender to the Indian Army. The 107 Infantry Brigade under the command of Brigadier Hayat Khan had surrendered to the GOC of the Indian 9th Infantry Division, Major General Dalbir Singh, at Khulna. Two Pakistani infantry brigades, the 202 Infantry Brigade and the 313 Infantry Brigade, had surrendered to 1 battalion of the Indian Armed Forces to the CO of the 4th Battalion of the 5th Gurkha Rifles Regiment. Later, the commander of the 59 Mountain Brigade of the Indian Armed Forces, under which this 4-5 Gurkha Rifles were, Brigadier C.A. Quinn, had arrived and another surrender ceremony had taken place. The Pakistani 14th Infantry Division had surrendered to the GOC of the 57th Mountain Division, Major General B.F. Gonzalves, and the greatest surrender ceremony took place at Dhaka, where Lieutenant General A.A.K. Niazi, the GOC of the entire Eastern Army of the Pakistani Armed Forces, has surrendered to Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh Arora and the entire Indian Armed Forces on the 16th of December at Dhaka. Thank you for listening. If you like more informative videos like this, please like and subscribe to my channel.